We're all about healthy communities today on The Express, starting with Healthy Eats. On today's show, the Healthy Chef Competition.
It's a beautiful opportunity for us as creative people in the culinary field to showcase what BC has.
We want them to be crunchy.
Very crunchy, yes.
The Hard Bites Chip Boss.
I think that it's really important that, people are aware of what these kids have to go through.
SFU's No Home Project.
We're just trying to raise awareness for youth homelessness.
The brain can show significant changes in things like processing speed.
Rewiring the brain. See that and more local expression.
If you set your mind to it, you can do anything.
Welcome to The Express. I'm Johanna Ward at the 12th Annual Healthy Chef Competition at the Hyatt in Vancouver. Now, before we get to the Healthy Eats, we're going to turn our attention to our not-so-healthy Vancouver streets with a group of SFU students who are bringing awareness to the issue of homelessness by experiencing the streets firsthand.
Spare change, folks. Have a good day.
We all do it. Walk by, sometimes even run. But have you ever thought what life was like through their eyes?
Hi, would you like to donate to the Covenant House of Vancouver? Well, we'll be spending 24 hours here at the Vancouver Art Gallery to raise awareness about youth homelessness. And even though it's just a day, we're hoping that we'll have some experience, some insight into what it's like to be a youth homeless person.
Students from Simon Fraser University took time out from studying to experience what it's like to spend a night on the cold streets of Vancouver.
Hi, we're doing a campaign to raise awareness for homeless youth.
Our biggest goal is to raise awareness towards the issue of youth homelessness in Vancouver. By raising awareness, we're hoping that will translate into some sort of change in the community.
Covenant House Vancouver has provided a sanctuary of warmth, safety, and love for over 15,000 runaway youths since 1997.
Well, a lot of people have that idea that these young people have run away from responsibility, when in fact they, as I mentioned before, they are seeing the street as a better option than what they're leaving behind, and that's usually a combination of physical abuse, sexual abuse, emotional abuse, or parents that are suffering with addictions problems or mental illnesses. So they would rather go it on their own, essentially, and so they're certainly not running away from like a curfew or responsibilities. They're running away from a situation they see as very threatening.
Just imagine being a parent who loses a child to the lying, cheating, and stealing code of our streets.
We're just trying to raise awareness for youth homelessness.
My daughter at age 13 ran away from home and she lived on the streets for about 2 weeks. And it's very dear to my heart because I think that, kids really need to find a safe place to go so that they're really out of the dangers of what the streets really provide out there. So I think that it's really important that, people are aware of what these kids have to go through.
I spent 2 hours with the Samaritans from Simon Fraser University and Covenant House, who spent one night out in the cold. Imagine a week, a month, a year, or even a lifetime. I'm Charles Botsio in Vancouver for The Express.
To find out what you can do to help street youth, you can go online to covenanthousebc.org, also to nohome.ca. You're watching The Express, and we're at the 12th Annual Healthy Chef Competition, where the winning dishes will look good, they'll taste good, and most importantly, they'll be good for you.
We're in a mecca. We have fruits, vegetables, wines, seafood, proteins, everything right here. So why go anywhere else?
We as a judges, we look at things like the presentation, the ingredients, are the ingredients of the theme. After all, this is a healthy chef's competition. We look at the taste, definitely taste important, and the overall presentation.
If I was judging, which I'm not, I would give you major points for presentation. That looks amazing.
Thank you.
And it smells delicious too.
Of course it is. It's all good. We have a Yukon Gold potato with apple smoked cheddar. if shiitake mushrooms, Roma tomatoes, green and yellow zucchini, and that would be it for the vegetables. Yeah, and we have a smoked pork belly on the end, and the tuna loin.
Is this guy here is stacked like that? It's a Napoleon? Is
Yes,
that what I learned?
that's right. You did.
Don't
You
I
learned
sound shishi?
Yeah, of course you do. You learned something new today.
When we are looking at it, we also want to see that the composition is correct, that there's not too much protein or not too much starch, and that the vegetables are dominant. And also that the vegetables are as fresh as can be. So the vitamins are in there, the minerals have not been cooked out, and they're still looking good and they're tasting good.
The Rabbit's Feast, it even has a cool name.
Yeah, well, we actually thought about it and we found out that it's You're the Rabbit, so why not use the rabbit? The rabbit is local, you know, it's from our backyard and it's organic, it's beautiful.
And then we always think, of course, of rabbits like chewing their own carrots and things like that.
That's right, so what we did was we used the vegetables that the rabbit eats and we paired it with the rabbit itself, so I think it's good. So
I think you should get extra points then for the idea, right? Thinking it through.
Yeah, it's a well thought menu. Me and the guys sat down and really figured this thing out. So.
We have everything from traditional Chinese to traditional classical or European cuisine to a more modern world fusion style too. So we've got all kinds of palettes on the plates.
Well, first I have to ask you, chef of the party, is that really it?
Some might say. Mostly, basically, that means I'm chef of everything. So under the sous chef, assistant in the kitchen.
How easy or hard is a challenge like this to do something that's going to be healthy?
It's definitely a different approach with the normal cooking with lots of fats and butter and cream. But it was a fun challenge to do. Lots of experimenting, lots of trying new techniques and different things I'm not used to. So it was definitely a fun challenge.
That's the kind of job I want, where you just get to keep experimenting, eating.
Exactly.
Yeah? There's the party.
It's a beautiful opportunity for us as creative people in the culinary field to showcase what BC has.
Hey, it may be a healthy chef competition, but dessert is being served. And we're going to taste test some of the winning dishes a little bit later. Right now, it's a winner on the local education scene. Hundreds of thousands of children deal with learning disabilities, everything from dyslexia to ADHD. Now they get put in special programs or sometimes they're prescribed drugs. But one local school is doing things a little bit differently. They call it rewiring the brain.
West Vancouver teen Trevor Bestwick was only 6 years old when he realized he wasn't like the other kids.
The girl beside me that in my grade 1 class, I was in a grade 1-2 split class, and I would always ask her how to spell things, and eventually she just opened a page it was in my planner, and she started writing down common words that I would always ask her to spell.
Trevor has dyslexia, a common disorder that affects one's ability to read and write. As a child, doing this was next to impossible. His brain just couldn't process all the letters, words, and sounds.
The stone to the farm. It was backbreaking, and I would make no progress because I would read one word on a line, and then the same word would be 2 lines down, and I'd have to sound it out again, and I would just completely forget what that word was.
After years of failing grades and falling behind, Trevor's parents decided to try something radically different. They sent him to the Eaton Arrowsmith School for the Learning Disabled, a school that focuses not on subjects like math and English, but on rewiring the brain. Every day they do hours and hours of repetitive exercises like visualizing numbers and symbols and reading clocks. The goal is to strengthen a student's cognitive abilities.
Improving reasoning skills, it improves understanding cause and effect, such as math problems, chemistry.
The brain can show significant changes in things like processing speed or working memory or reasoning. And these children that previously had been diagnosed with a learning disability that needed learning resource support because they couldn't keep pace with the curriculum and the workload, that they can improve these cognitive functions, go back into the academic environment and compete.
Without, Eaton says, the assistance of special needs programs or drugs, Trevor says he's living proof the program works.
First year, I got all A's and 1 B, and then from then on, I've only gotten A's.
Not only that, the grade 12 student has recently been accepted to engineering schools at several big Canadian universities.
If you set your mind to it, you can do anything. And I really am a strong believer that your learning disability is a gift and not anything to be ashamed of.
I'm Tim Chung in Vancouver for The Express.
The website is EatonArrowsmithSchool.com, and they also have schools in Victoria and Toronto. You're watching The Express, and we have more success stories coming up. After the break, the founder of Hard Bites.
We heat the oil only to 290 degrees.
I tried to substitute out the fattening ingredients, so cream was replaced with yogurt.
Nutritious and delicious desserts. You're watching local TV on The Express.
Community programming on Shaw has been generously sponsored in part by...
The Express is brought to you in part by Plum, fashion supplier to host Johanna Ward.